Stadium between Hull and the Leeds Rhinos. Now, Hull's last 0-0 result came way back in 1988. It was a cup semi-final against Halifax at Headingley, strangely enough. The replay, they lost 4-3 at Elland Road. So if Hull supporters are wondering when they last saw a scoreline like this, they have to have long, long memories. But it was incredible as the two teams went off at half-time. Everyone in this all-seater stadium got on their feet and applauded both sides from the field. It was that sort of a match, and I'm sure it will continue in the second half.
I think there'll be different tactics though, Eddie. I think that both coaches would have looked at that first 40 minutes and said, well, it really didn't work for us. Leeds having more of the possession. What a great game this fullback's having. Richie Mathers, superb stuff. Sean McRae still has time for a smile.
Well, maybe he's got the winning formula. Question for you, Neil Kelly. Widnes ran in 5 tries against this Hull defence. If you've got the secret, bottle it, you'll be a millionaire.
Well, I think when we was in Cardiff last week for the cup final, all the Hull fans were saying they'd done us a favour. I actually think we did Hull a favour. They've really kicked on since that defeat. But certainly I'll have another look at the video before next week's game.
I'm sure you will. I am sure you will. Well, we're just about ready now for the second half.
Don't give anything ridiculous.
Only St Helens and Widnes have beaten Hull in the Super League this year. They always found the Boulevard a daunting experience, Leeds, as I say. But they have won 10 and drawn 1 of 15 meetings with Hull in the Super League. What does the next 40 minutes have in store for us? Well, we're underway and we're about to find out. As Lupton took the ball on the full, played the ball to Barnett. He then got it inside to Liam Higgins, and the tackle from Kevin Sinfield. Swain. Here is Paul King again, driving it at the chest of Matt Adamson.
Well, knowing these two coaches, both Tony Smith and Sean McRae, I just got a sneaky feeling that he'll want a little bit more running from dummy half. We didn't see much of that in the first half.
Barnett did well then. And Barnett now, long strides, gets the ball away. And that's a good run from Richard Whiting.
Did the right thing, even though he had support on the inside from Kirk Yeeman. Oh,
what a run, and Duneman, he stood his ground.
Well, he certainly stood here. I don't know whether he kept his ground, Eddie, but...
Lupton, there's the first kick to test Calderwood. And he comes up with the goods, Calderwood, and he flicks it inside. Oh, I beg your pardon, it's Marcus Pye. Flicks the ball inside.
Well, I know we want to kick to Calderwood, Eddie, but...
Well, you do.
He took it very, very well, I must say. Marcus Pye's... that's back to 6. That was deliberately kicked.
Oh, hang on.
He'll go to the screen here. He'll go to the screen here.
Rayner will touch down. No, he won't. What a tackle from Calderwood. That was Calderwood.
It'll go right the way back. What an effort from this fella. Well, it looked as though it was home and hose, but I think that it's been touched by a Hull player. Knock on, I think it'd be a scrum down.
I think all he's doing, Steve-O, is just looking to check how the ball has got over the line. And that's how it's got over the line. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, unless he's going to go right the way back, and obviously he's not.
He says it's play on.
Yeah.
Well, he was scoring, Rayner.
Well, Hull, they've been lucky there. This will be a dropout from underneath the sticks. Surprised me that the official, Steve Ganson, did not take it back a little bit further. To me, it looked as though it was touched by a Hull player. You need that little bit of luck.
It's a goal line dropout then by Leeds. Hull with the second set of 6 into the arms there of Lupton. And here comes Liam Higgins. Whoa.
First.
And Chris Feather just stood there, planted his feet, and Lupton hit the deck. And Higgins hit the deck. This is Lupton. Harassed by 3 Leeds defenders. Swain waits at dummy half. Here's Paul King. Inside it goes to Richard Horne. Drop the shoulder. Richard Horne! What a try from Richard Horne. Fantastic try from Horne. A drop of the shoulder. He sent the entire Leeds defence the wrong way, and Richard Horne scampered over under the sticks.
Well, it came about from Hull getting the luck and the dropout. Sheer quality. Now then, was it involved in? Was he going for the tackle? Did he play at the ball? No, said the official Steve Ganson. And from the dropout, an absolutely wonderful, wonderful effort from the little Hull halfback. See how he dropped the shoulder there? I mentioned in the first stanza, this lad's ability, the upper strength that he's got into his body this season. Watch him throw the dummy, then defend, get out of the way. Nothing was going to stop him. Watch defend again. Boom! Feather went high. He went for 4. We've broken the duck. Hallelujah!
And that is the 50th try for Hull for Richard Horne. And Paul Cook adds the extras, and suddenly Hull have a 6-0 lead. And the Rhinos must be scratching their heads. They've had so much of the football in the first half, but Richard Horne comes up with an absolutely crucial play. Let's go downstairs. Bill Arthur is alongside one of Leeds' injured players, Willie Poaching.
Eddie, you're saying the Rhinos must be scratching their heads. I think that's exactly it, isn't it, William? You've had so much possession, so much territorial advantage, and yet now you're 6-0 down.
Yeah, we've probably had most of the chances in the first half, and you know, it's their famous last pass. We just couldn't string them together and get over the line. But you know, Tony spoke about at half-time, just having the patience and persevering with the game plan, and hopefully we'll come through. It wasn't the start we wanted to after half-time, but you know, hopefully if we can plug away and just stick to the plan, we'll come out with a good result.
And credit to Richard Horne there. He did what he does very well.
Oh, they're all great players out here. You know, like all 34 players have the skills to win the game for either side. You know, we've just got to stay on our toes and hopefully, you know, not rely on their mistakes and just come out with what we're good at.
Thanks, Willie.
Cheers, thank you very much.
And Leeds in the opposition half, 14 minutes, and they're camped there now, again, after the mistake by Whiting. And it's another test now of this Hull defence. This is Burrow, and here's Maguire. Maguire looks left and finds David Ferner. He spins away, or at least he thought he did, from Richard Horne. And with help from Chester, although Chester is hurt, as this attack continues with Senior. And Senior looking to offload, escapes the clutches, gets it away to McKenna. The ball is dropped.
Be a knock on.
It's a knock on. It's Mathers who dropped it, I think.
Well, Tony Smith must be looking in his luggage at least for a revolver. It's been Russian roulette, hasn't it, nearly all the way through. Good, hard, solid work there from the centre, Keith Senior. They just cannot get over the whitewash.
And there's a problem here for Chris Chester, which will be a big, big blow. And he's holding his jaw. And this could be a huge blow for Hull. Yet another in a season full of huge blows. Chester off and holding the jaw.
And it's right at the top.
Was it a clash of heads with Richard Horne?
Certainly something heavy.
So Hull in possession, but they've lost Chris Chester.
That's a big blow to them as well. Leeds by example, done a lot of running, as we've seen from the opposite second rowers, Ferner and Adamson, throughout this game. But what a try there by Richard Horne. We mentioned his qualities, especially in defence.
Richard Swain now.
And that's what they need more of as well, more running from the dummy half position.
Here's Horne, the try scorer, drills the kick all along the deck. Mathers is after this, and Mathers, in the end, not interested. It wasn't a 40-20. Leeds will get head and feet.
Well, the way they're defending Hull, they don't need to do anything else. They don't have to cart the ball forward, just use a bit of common sense. Fullback Mathers did that.
Richard Horne, he made his debut in 1999 as a 16-year-old against the Leeds Rhinos. He hits them tonight with a, well, I'm not going to say it's a killer blow, but an important, maybe knockout punch. Maguire.
Well, I know he got to international recognition well before last season, and but he looks the part. He looks up for it this season.
Feather for Leeds. Tenacious defence again from Hull. Remember last time we saw them on Sky Sports, they nilled Huddersfield Giants at the McAlpine Stadium.
And it was something that Sean McRae was particularly proud of as well.
Senior, and he's away from one challenge, and he has support from Mathers, and Mathers is going in. It looked as though it was a touch forward, maybe.
A touch, it was a mile forward. He'll give this though. It was a mile forward, but Mathers has levelled it surely.
He has, the try is given, and Richard Mathers comes up with his second try of the year. And Mathers scampered over the line. It was a wonderful break from Keith Senior, though.
Well, they've kept him pretty quiet as the big fellas. Keith Senior struggles through. It was good work by the little halfback. Burrows made it through back on the inside. They got to him. There, that's forward. He was in a good position, referee Steve Ganson. The whole crowd don't like it. In fact, they're intent. But take nothing away from the little inside pass for the big centre Senior. And you can see there who received that right on the line. Senior was behind it. That was forward. But I thought that it was Hull came up with a little bit of lady luck on their side. That's leveled the scales. Wonderful support, as all fullbacks and hookers normally do. Get back on the inside of the break. Will it be 6?
It is, courtesy of the boot of Kevin Sinfield. We're level pegging again, 6-all. Leeds supporters happy, Hull supporters not so. Richard Mathers with the try, an England Academy star against the Aussie schools a couple of years ago. Richard Mathers touches down, and the score's a level.
And such an important run from dummy half as well by the substitute Rob Barrow. Just caught Hull, just having a little bit of a rest on that blind side.
Duneman underneath the kickoff. Here is Matt Adamson. The tackle by Yeaman. Burrow. Sinfield. McMenemy this time with the tackle. I think it was he who missed the tackle on Senior for the run. McDermott. Here's Ferner. Burrow, 10 metres inside his own half. Sinfield again. Movement behind him was from Feather.
Just beginning to fall away from the tackle slightly, Hull.
Mathers to Sinfield, to Duneman, to the big fellow Adamson, and on to little Rob Burrow. And they've hit them with 2 in a minute. Burrow with the try for Leeds. Sean McRae not too happy at this moment. Tony Smith barking more instructions down his walkie-talkie. But Rob Burrow, 37th consecutive appearance, and he's marked it with his 5th try of the Super League year.
He's had a big game, Duneman, back on the inside. Sinfield did ever so well, didn't he? So did the little fella to take that. A look of anguish on the face of the Hull coach, Sean McRae, perhaps suggesting this may have been touched forward. I'm not so sure. It looked all right from that angle. Juggled with it a little bit there, but Barrow, great support work. Take nothing away from the Rhinos. They were stunned by that try from Richard Horne, but they have silenced this big crowd here in the best possible fashion. And there's beep beep. Not even the Roadrunner can stop this fella.
6 England A international caps for Rob Burrow. A Great Britain Lion of the future. Here's a British Lion of the present. Only Paul Cook's kicked more goals this year, and Sinfield has kicked another. It's 12-6 to the Rhinos. Phil Clark, an explosive start to the second half.
It is. When we likened Richard Horne to both Paul Sculthorpe and Sean Long at half-time, I think it's because he provides the meters for his side. He's also the creative, inspirational player on many occasions, and he can put the dangerous kicks in, and combined together he plays a tremendous role. I just wonder whether sometimes there's too much weight on his shoulders, but hopefully maybe with Jason Smith back, It'll take a little bit of burden off that. He's heavily involved defensively as well. I don't know where he gets his energy from. But the Leeds side really have lifted since they conceded that try. Not only are they moving the ball around the field, but I think importantly they're trying to break through the tackle before looking to offload. And I think now with that determination to go forward before necessarily they go wide with possession, it's making them a little bit more difficult to defend against. And I think maybe just, if you look there, the strength and the metres that Leeds are gaining now in the collision is just showing that they're getting on top.
Phil, the fact that Tony Smith has moved under Dunham.
Furnace away, Steve-O, and he's got Burrow, and Burrow has support from Mathers, and he is clawed to the ground by Cook.
Had to be a great tackle, and it was.
Maguire, oh, fabulous. Fantastic from Maguire. Anything Richard Horne can do, Danny Maguire can do as well. Fantastic try from Danny Maguire. Second on the Super League try chart, and that was one of his best.
But what a build-up yet again. Ferner, dink, dropped the dummy. King had missed him, and beep supplied. They got back, cooked it ever so well to get the collar of Mathers. But quick thinking from Maguire. He didn't take on the defence much in the first half. But what about this? Look at the step, look how he handled the ball. It's a coach's nightmare when a player holds the ball out with his fingertips. But it was solid as a rock, it was stuck like glue. What a turnaround, Danny Maguire. Boy, but what a break by Ferner.
And Hull are absolutely stunned. They've been hit by 3 tries in 4 minutes. And Danny Maguire, wow, only Leslie Vainicolo has more in the Super League. And Kevin Sinfield now with the opportunity, and an easy one as well for him, to add the extras, and he does. It's 18 points to 6. And Leeds, having taken the first punch, have come back with 3 of their own.
But you can see the prop forward, Paul King, has him all lined up. That's the angle that Ferner's running to. It was a bad error, bad mistake. And whilst King was belting the ground, Leeds were all over them. Maguire could sense there was no one at home. Bang.
Short kick off, and it's bounced kindly for Leeds again. Richard Mathers.
Well, look at that scoreline, 0-0 at half-time. I could not believe it. 18 points to 6, but fully deserved. Full credit to Leeds for digging deep after that try from Horne. They've weathered the storm and they've come back well.
Eddie, I think one of the differences now is that with Hull missing both McNicholas and Chester, they're struggling for any forwards to come on and just tighten up the defensive effort, and Hull really are in reverse gear at the moment. They're playing with just 15 men, and against the Leeds side with a full complement of 17 who are rotating their big forwards. That's seeming to be the difference in the last 5-10 minutes.
That was Sean McRae's big fear before the match. Knew his men had trained well all week, but it was just a question. He felt he was a little light on the bench for the rotation. This is Senior. He keeps the ball alive to Maguire again. Drop goal from Maguire. Just wide.
Well, I know I normally call for one, but not at 56 minutes when you're in control of the game. And I think
well, it makes a huge difference, Steve-O, taking it to 13. 3 times they have to score.
With about 10-15 minutes, I would have said yes, Eddie.
Well, Neil, Steve-O's normally screaming for one-pointers.
I know, but not at this point. 56, but only 16 minutes. You've just scored 3 tries. You know you've got the opposition on the rack. You just punish them. You kick the pair into
Neil,
it.
am I right or wrong? Is he always screaming for one-pointers or not?
He obviously loves the one-pointer. I don't think he's right in this case, though. Leeds are totally dominant at the moment. They've maintained the intensity that they played in the first half, smartened up that last pass, and are getting the scores on the back of it. Hull just don't look as though they can stay with them.
Barnett with a run though, and Colin Best into McMenemy. Infield then to Richard Horne. Good ball from him. Briscoe is clattered to the ground by Danny Maguire on the last.
He's hurt his Briscoe as well. We mentioned the fact which side would have more petrol in the tank.
What a stop by Mathers.
Putting your body on the line. Oh, what a great effort.
Let's get news on Chris Chester, Bill.
Eddie, the worry for Hull is that Chris Chester might have suffered a broken jaw. It's early days yet. He's sitting on the sidelines with an ice pack on the side of his face. They're hoping that it's just a case of really badly bruising, but there is that concern. And Paul McNicholas, you mentioned as well that they're missing him too, and it's another problem for him with the groin area.
Well, every match that Hull play, they seem to come up with some big injuries, but that's a big hit by Paul King. He lined Richard Mathers up then and grounded him on the last. This is Sinfield. He's away. He gets it back to Marcus Bai. It's opened up for Marcus Bai. And Leeds running it on the last. Tried to get the pass away. And Richard Swain drops on it gratefully for Hull.
There you see the confidence that's going through the Rhinos at the moment. And that's why I mentioned trying to keep this pressure on. Can this man come away with something special?
Rayner, it is special. It's extra special. Still going, and he gets to within 20 metres.
What an effort from Rayner. That should have been a penalty. He's allowed to play on as the official.
Colin Best, it goes wide, and Whiting is gathered in and dumped on his back. Richard Swain waits at the play the ball. The dummy half, he finds Paul Cook. And here is Horn again. And Horn gets it wide to McMenemy. Back it goes to Barnett. He somehow hangs on. Gives it then to Horn once more. No way through for Richard Horn this time.
Great tackling there. Ferner and Sinfield. Hand to the pumps.
Cook. Paul Cook is in. Paul Cook for Hull. Throws them a lifeline.
And it all came about from Rayner's wonderful effort from deep down in their own half. Superb run from the winger. Allowed them the position. Look at this. We spoke about the quality in the first half. We've already seen that with 4 tries. Mark down the next one, number 5. Lovely dummy, lovely fend. This is quality. It don't come much better and bigger than this. Get out of the way. What a finish. Rolled it on the line with the forearm. What a game.
Paul Cook, leading goal kicker so far in the Super League with 42. Kevin Sinfield tonight is closing in on him. But Cook, the England A international, 116 points this year. Only Sean Long of St Helens has got more. And Cook here with the opportunity to add the extras and drag Hull back to within a converted try. Makes no mistake, this match isn't over yet. Even though Hull are on the ropes and they have men out on the sideline injured, badly injured, they are still in there scrapping for their lives.
Now we're going to argue with the fact that Leeds should have been camped down in the whole section. That silly attempt at the field goal, which wasn't any good. If they'd have kicked it in touch, they'd have kept them down there, and they maybe would not have conceded that try. Possession is everything. Position is equally as good.
I will remind you of all this next time you are screaming at someone to get over for a drop goal in the first half of a match, which I have heard before. King now for Hull. Don't smirk. This is Ewan Dowes. Well, they've got just under 19 minutes, Hull. And they have this fellow. We are seeing 2 quality number 6s emerging for the British game tonight, Maguire and Horn.
Come on.
Richard Swain. Horn with the kick downfield.
And it's a good one too. They've dissected the fullback and the winger.
But Mather, they're starting to drop off the tackles, Hull. Fortunately for them, that was in the Leeds quarter.
Well, Graham Horn, the substitute, got himself in a pretty good position. Not the easiest man to pull down is Richie Mathers, but boy.
This fellow's not easy either. McDonald offloads. It's gathered in by Mark Calderwood.
Well, you try to say...
They're by Ryan Bailey.
Send out the
I've got
message.
Calderwood on the brain tonight.
When you send out the message, you say, you know, composure is going to be the key.
David Ferner plays the ball to Burrow. There is Maguire. Here's Duneman.
He's had a big game, you know. He's been instrumental on a lot of the attacking moves from the Rhinos. Well, we've often said it, that the one thing that Leeds have lacked over the past few seasons is the ability to kill off the side.
Maguire kicked to the corner, and Rayner did well, but Maguire, well, that was just a genius that we saw in action then. Look at this. Oh.
You know, there are times when you wish you were a woman. I'd love to ask him for that come dancing. That was wonderful. That was fit footwork you cannot beat. Oh, he knows it was so close.
And he knows he's got an immense talent working underneath him in Danny Maguire.
Foxtrot, waltz, you name it. Unbelievable with his feet when he takes them on. And he does it with such ease.
Mathers on the first tackle. There's Maguire. Very eager again. McDonald is such a big fellow. So difficult to put down. Eventually they do. 9 metres away from the line. There's Maguire again. Comes in field to Sinfield. Fires the pass to Duneman. Duneman just applies the brakes. Starts to open up again. And in the end he's hauled down by Cook and King.
Could have been a penalty there. Cook had a little bit of a dab at him.
Sinfield drop goal. Happy with that?
Yep, it's at the right time. They got the position, and Sinfield put himself in a very good position. He was so deep, no one was going to stop him. Phil, I know you sometimes say that I shouldn't be going for the one-pointer. I think they picked the timing right.
Quite possibly so. I think one of the reasons I don't go for it that often is because they're harder to do than what they actually appear on TV, and hence the reason why so many of them fail. I just wonder whether that's a massive respect, though, to the whole defensive effort. They think maybe they can't quite get over that or through it for another try, really, and they would need that 1 point. It also, I think, gives Hull the chance here now. Look, we've got to go on the attack. I know that they'll have to score twice, but really the whole strength and the flow of the game is behind the Leeds side at the moment, and they do look as though they're going with this. I bet Graham Horn, who's just come on as a substitute, wants to get his hands on somebody because he missed the first 2 tackles. It's so difficult when you sit on the bench for 60 minutes, then you go into a game with such an intensity to try and get involved, but he's done well on Bailey, and he's straight into the game after that.
Yes, Graham Horn got the tackle in then, all right. Here is Burrow again, and McDonald once more.
Well, with that cushion,
just one penalty in 65 minutes.
He's had a big game of Steve Ganson. I know I've been critical of him many times, but he has really let this game flow.
Wonderful pass from Senior. On it goes to Bye. Infield it goes to Maguire. Maguire dabs the ball forward, and Ewan Dowes clears up, but he's trapped in goal.
Wonderful play yet again. Well, it's
the handling skills from Leeds at times.
Unbelievable. The British media are going to have a hard job tonight, handing over the watch. You could pick a dozen at least. Maguire and Duneman in the first half, quite content to spin the ball out wide, and rightly so with the way that David Ferner has been playing. And
oh, not the best drop out there into the arms of Mathers, and here comes Ferner. Oh, just lost his footing completely. Maguire. Mathers.
Well, he probably got lost, Eddie, because that's the first time I think I've seen Ferner run midfield for quite some time. He spent most of the time chatting with the centres, and rightly so. He's a type of man that can just absolutely give the opposition centres a nightmare.
Burrow. Here's Duneman. Duneman, back it goes to McKenna. Looking all the time to offload Leeds, even though Graham Horn was on his back. This is Burrow. Now Duneman again. Mathers.
Looked high. Says okay, does Ganson, the official.
Last one, Duneman. Duneman with a kick. Flick pass, and gathered in by Yeaman, was it? No, the referee says he didn't play at that. It's a turnover, it's a knock-on. Knock on by Leeds, he says.
Yeah.
Francis Cummins.
Got it right. Got it spot on.
Okay.
And there was never any doubt in the mind of Steve Ganson.
Come on.
He really has had a magnificent match.
That was a great tackle by Kevin Sinfield too.
Well, getting close to
Liam Higgins felt that.
getting to the point now where Hull have got to really test their arm. They've got to try it, and you can see that they're trying that. He did well to pick that up. Oh, Lupton did ever so well.
Well, we've had some injury news from Hull. Bill, you've got some from Leeds.
That's right, Eddie. They were hoping to get Matt Diskin back on the field for this closing stage of the game, a pretty crucial stage of the game. Picked up a knock on the thigh in the first half, but it looks as though he's not going to make it. He's still struggling, so they're going to have to do without him for the rest of this game.
Graham Horn on halfway, grounded. Last tackle. And they're going to run it, are they? Lupton comes wide. Barnett to Best. And Best chips it over the top. Mathers after this. And Best does well. He gets him over the line, does he? No. No, he doesn't.
What a game this young kid's had, the fullback. Best put him under so much pressure. Could have been a hint, you know, that this was a second bit of a flop. Yeah, it could have been done for a flop there. Got away with it. Now Leeds, all they want to do is drive it up the field, take it steady, and make sure there's a good kick and chase. If they can control their kicking game now, Leeds, put themselves in a good position, then they should be able to hang on.
Last tackle, that's good. Solid defence from Hull again. Neil, 7 points. Have Leeds got enough in hand?
I think with 10 minutes to go, just over 10 minutes to go, 2 scores, looks a little bit beyond Hull. Fantastic fight back from Hull. The last time I had a chance to comment, we were saying they were on the rack and they were struggling, but since that time they've come back into the game. You just feel that they're hoping for a break in play rather than going to create one at the moment, or for a loose ball to just get somebody in the clear. But you know, the game's just continued in the fantastic way it's been on for the first 70 minutes.
Privileged to be involved in the Super League, isn't it?
It's you know, when you watch games like this, you know, you want to be involved in these. We come here next week. I hope we enjoy a game equally as good as this.
I'm sure we will. Liam Higgins for Hull.
The one man capable of doing anything, Eddie, is the winger Gareth Rayner. He's been a real threat every time he's touched the ball.
Midday, Bank Holiday Monday, Hull and Widnes, live on Sky Sports. Marcus Bai, infield to Mathers, stopped by Swain. Inside the last 10 minutes now.
Oh, that was forward a mile.
It's another one not given.
Well, lucky to get away with that one, especially when they're under a lot of pressure. And that's good work. That's good thinking there, taking that short line. They know sometimes there's cheap meters to be gained there. Get themselves into a good position, then get away the kick. One more drive. Will it be strong enough to get a drive? Maybe a chance for another one-pointer.
Sinfield. Oh, Ferner just couldn't hang on, and he's furious with himself.
I bet Tony Smith is as well. Why on earth do you want to be doing that? You've got 7-point lead. You're just building up to the 5th tackle when you could put a kick and turn the opposition around, and they must be able to see that Hull are out on their feet. It was always going to be down to whether they could hang on either side.
Okay, we're out.
Here comes Richie Barnett for Hull, and Richie Barnett has the speed and guile and the experience. Now Yeaman has a go. Here's Swain. Dowes. On it goes to Horn again.
This way Sean McRae should be saying to the likes of Gareth Rayner, come off the wing, go looking for a little bit of football, a little bit of possession.
This is Lupton. And Lupton almost escapes the net.
Listen to this crowd.
Swain down the short side to Graham Horn, and he's held up 5 metres short of the line.
Rayner's way out on the wing. Will they expect the kick?
Lupton stabs it through, not the best. Right into Mathers' arms, and he'll counter.
Well, that's one thing that really let them down, Hull, tonight,
Stay cool here.
is their long kicking game and their short one there.
Here's Marcus Bai.
It was the wrong option.
Second.
Really should have been belted into the corner. Tired legs, anything can happen.
McDermott looking to exploit tired legs on the Hull side now.
And he won't be looking to offload, or he shouldn't be.
Burrow and Duneman.
Boy, he steadied the ship, especially in the second half, Andrew Duneman. Doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves sometimes.
Sinfield, Marcus Bai. Marcus Bai, play on. And that's gobbled up by Colin Best. And now then, Colin Best has speed. Oh, Bailey.
Well, surely that's got to be a penalty. I mean, we spoke about composure, and I'm afraid Ryan Bailey has come up with something that his coach will be far from impressed with. Went for the high shot on the winger and then went for the second and then the third, and by the time he got to four,
you're turning him, it's too much. You should have just come in and let us get on with it.
the official said, "I've had enough."
Only the second penalty of the game, that. It is lung-bursting stuff we've watched on Sky Sports tonight.
Come on. Sensible.
19-12, 7 points in it, 6.5 minutes remaining. Hull with an important set of 6 here to come. Lupton.
Good work by Steve Ganson.
Ryan Bailey,
Shouting to both sides. Keep it cool. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything silly.
Second, Ryan, come on. Sensible.
Swain. Here they come again, with Graham Horn this time. Keith Senior.
Leave him.
Wonderful ball and all tackle as well. Good refereeing as well. Get on with it, he says. You don't want to be hanging around.
Barnett. Solid defence from Leeds now.
Back behind.
Swain. Horn. Cook. Short ball, looking for Yeaman. Lost.
Play on.
Good work there by Francis Cummings and the little halfback Rob Burrow. Got right into the face of Yeaman. They was trying to get that short pass away.
First.
Leeds, well, Hull trying to think, make Leeds impressed that they were getting the ball out wide. Now this is up the jumper time.
I don't know whether Leeds can play like that anymore, Steve-O.
Well, it's been wonderful to watch.
Ryan Bailey.
I'm just glad that I'm part of a wonderful, wonderful game.
Burrow. Ferner again. He's an important cog for Leeds.
He's worked overtime.
Burrow again.
They all
Sinfield.
have.
Sinfield with a kick for Bai to chase. He got round Colin Best. The ball in field to Burrow. Magnificent. Leeds have won it. Burrow with the... And hang on, the referee hasn't given it yet. He wants to check whether Marcus Bai was offside. But if this is given, it's the second try for Rob Burrow. And the pass that set him up was outstanding.
It's going to be close. There's not much in this. Not much in this at all. He is. He's a touch in front by the time it hits the boot. Oh, what is it? Well, this will maybe tell, or maybe not.
Well, this is the only one, really, and if he is, he's 6 inches.
Even if it's only 1 inch, this is a big call from the video ref. Has he got that foot down in front? Has the left foot just gone in front?
Well, here comes the decision.
I think he's going to give it.
It is a try. And Rob Burrow's second just wraps the points up for the Leeds Rhinos. A brave, brave effort from Hull. But a little wink from Rob Burrow. He knows the points are heading back to Headingley.
Well, we knew that the kicking game was going to be important. And what a night Byers had as well. He kept his cool, and what a step from Beatbig. Oh. This game has had everything. The quality, the support play, the handling, the positioning, the defence.
Great, great performance from Leeds, this. And Rob Burrow off the bench sub in 7 of the last 8, 6 tries now in Super League, and a try in the 28-12 win here last September. And Sinfield now to try and add 2 more points. 3 from 3. Oh, he's hit the post. 23-12, Leeds have won it, but who gets the watch? Dave Hadfield.
One of those matches when just about every player on the field has done something remarkable tonight. For Hull, Paul King, Richard Horne, Gareth Rayner, all done wonderful things. Both second rows for Leeds have had wonderful games. Keith Senior's looked dangerous every time he's had the ball. Maguire, Burrow, both great. I could go on forever, but there's only one watch, and that goes to Richard Mathers. Outstanding in defence, and his support play has been wonderful. He's our winner tonight.
It has been quite a week for young Richard Mathers. He has had the biggest vote of confidence from his coach, Tony Smith, in the fact that Gary Connolly has been released by the Rhinos.
Well, he's
and tonight he's got the Tissot watch as man of the match.
And he's repaid his coach. He's repaid the faith. Absolutely wonderful effort.
I don't think, Phil Clark, you will argue with that choice.
Not at all. I feel privileged to have been here tonight. I was fascinated to listen to Wayne Bennett on Boots and All on Wednesday night, who said that he wasn't a fan of promotion or relegation. Well, I tell you what, I consider myself lucky to be in a brand new stadium here, and if it wasn't for the fact that Hull had been promoted 6 years ago, I wouldn't have been here with over 16,000 fans watching one of the best games of rugby I've seen for many years.
Well, we won't develop that argument, Phil, but I know what you're saying.
Hands out!
On halfway, Leeds with Duneman, another candidate for man of the match. And out wide it goes to Calderwood, who's played his full part as well. They all have. They have all 34 players played their full part in an absolute spectacle we've seen tonight. And Cummins is after this kick downfield. Oh, it's just beaten everybody.
Thinking all the time, we pose the question, do Leeds have the killer punch? After tonight, they most certainly have. But what a player this fella is. Comes off the bench, Sean McRae knows it's all over.
Yes, he'll be disappointed.
He'll be more disappointed if it looks as though there's a bad injury to Chris Chester. Let's hope he has not broken that jaw.
And McNicholas as well, remember, he had to go off. They were a bit light in the forwards. They're even lighter when he went off. But Leeds, their enthusiasm has been effervescent all night. And there is a real belief growing around Headingley, despite that awful defeat at St Helens, that this just could be their year. Last minute.
Again, the sliding defence from Leeds has been good. Best couldn't hold it. Can't blame Richie Barnett, the Hull skipper, trying to keep this alive. But on both sides, there's only one winner, and that has to be the Rhinos tonight. But a great effort from Hull. This has been one wonderful game. Big crowd, and they've been served up a classic.
Well, most of them now in black and white colours are sadly heading for the exit. They've nothing to celebrate, but the Leeds supporters will stay here to cheer their men to the end. And the end is now just 20 seconds away. And it's Leeds on the attack with McDermott.
And the Rhinos haven't finished.
No, they're hunting more. Burrow to Maguire. Wide it goes. And the kick looking for Calderwood. But Rayner just taps it dead. And that is the end of a truly magnificent match. And Tony Smith, well, it was just a blip when they lost at St Helens, he said. They'd regather, they'd regroup, and they'd come back stronger. On the evidence of this, they have come back as strong as ever. And they are in fine fettle at the top of the table. It's a big win for them, this at the KC Stadium. Maintains their recent good run over Hull. And they have won this in the second half. All the points.